The medication I'm taking is giving me quite serious headaches. Indeed, I am unfortunately being forced to take this medication. I've been deemed a danger to the public. Therefore, I have to take the medication and I'm not allowed to use narcotics. Indeed, the mental health services, in coordination with the police, have designated me a danger to the public. Therefore, I have to be medicated and am forced to abstain from narcotics. However, I don't really have any wish to take narcotics. I believe I've done enough of them in my life now. I don't really want to risk a return to hospital through the consumption of narcotics because my narcotic of choice would most probably be amphetamines. And after a couple of sleepless nights, the extreme psychosis would begin again, and a sequence of events would probably occur whereby I would end up shackled and returned to the mental hospital system, which I don't really want to occur. Indeed, I've been thinking of the role of the mental hospitals in the creation of human guinea pigs or lab rats, test subjects generally. Indeed, my medication costs the NHS £3 per 37 milligram pill. Indeed, the pharmaceutical companies are making an absolute fortune off of the schizophrenic population of the United Kingdom. And it's beginning to seem to me that a lot of psychiatry is a racket. Indeed, even much of the mind control programming simply has to do with the escalation of profit, it seems. Indeed, the Masonic networks tend to apply a lot of occult factors to their behaviors and link their behaviors to occult rituals, etc. But it seems that in reality, everything is basically just for profit. You can apply as many occult meanings to their activities as you wish, but in the end, much of it basically just comes down to profit. Indeed, the British intelligence services are themselves primarily concerned with profit, and this is reflected in their control of basically the entire criminal empire and the various competing syndicates of ethnic mafias within the United Kingdom and globally. Indeed, much of the global activity of British intelligence abroad, and especially in the Middle East and the Third World, is garnered towards increasing profits for themselves and for various corporations that British intelligence are contracted by. Indeed, it seems the majority of the activities of British, French, German, and American intelligence structures and the corporate networks that they contract for in the Middle East and the Third World are merely geared towards the creation of profit. Indeed, there is also the wish to fulfill the Masonic Illuminati agenda of Ordo ab Chao, i.e., order out of chaos. So a lot of the chaos caused in the Middle East and the Third World is basically designed to maintain the hegemony of British intelligence and the German networks for the domination of their criminal empires over the face of the globe. Indeed, the activities of the Chinese in the Third World are also of a similar background. However, they don't seem to be quite as concerned with the Ordo ab Chao theories as the Anglo-American and German networks do. Indeed, there seems to be a genuine dialectic aside from the created, constructed Hegelian dialectic, whereby the Chinese are presented as an enemy of NATO for a Hegelian dialectic coordinated by the Deutsche Verteidigungsdienst. But there also seems to be a genuine dialectic which is leading me to theorize that there are certain Chinese secret societies attempting to disintegrate the power of the Western secret society intelligence nexus. And it's interesting to see how this is playing out. Regarding the global dialectic, I'm not entirely sure how important a role Russia and the Russian intelligence structure actually play, apart from the creation of a false conflict between NATO and the Russian Federation, which is basically the creation of the Deutsche Verteidigungsdienst in the modern world, though some could argue that it's a continuation of the great game between Britain and Russia that has been going on since the 1500s. However, I'm leaning more towards the theory that much of the rivalry being stoked up between Britain and the Russian Federation is the creation of the Nazi continuum Deutsche Verteidigungsdienst networks and the Nazi fetishists within the British intelligence structure, and of course the activities of certain elements of the KGB, SVR, GIU networks, who are for the continuation of the Cold War, and many networks within those networks that wish for the Cold War II scenario that is playing out now to escalate into a hot war. But we shall see what occurs. Indeed, as I've stated, the British intelligence service cloak a lot of their activities in occultism, but how much actual real meaning this occult almost gobbledygook has, I do not know. Indeed, a lot of the occult texts utilized by British intelligence are in fact code books, simply used for espionage purposes and data collection and various intelligence operational activities. Indeed, it seems that the British intelligence and Deutsche Verteidigungsdienst networks are planning something for the Hebrews in the coming years. And as I've explained, all of the theories that seem to be proliferating at the moment center on the fact that the Hebrews supposedly control the world. Indeed, Miles Mathis has recently come out with one stating that all the leaders of Iran are Hebrews. Now, if this is the case and these Iranian leaders are of Hebrew blood lineages, then they have been placed in those positions at the front of organizations specifically so that researchers would pinpoint their Hebrew ancestry and then link them to a Hebrew global conspiratorial agenda. This is all a big intelligence distraction. Indeed, Miles Mathis is a team of agents, most probably in Langley, putting out his work to put you off the real scent of British intelligence and the Deutsche Verteidigungsdienst networks, which are running the show. Indeed, it's very interesting to analyze this scenario whereby the Hebrew networks are placed in the forefront in a big intelligence scam, because the British intelligence services, with their Nazi fetishists, and the Deutsche Verteidigungsdienst, many of whom are the descendants of Nazis, have some sort of plan ahead in the future for the Hebrews. Indeed, as I've surmised, the British intelligence and Deutsche Verteidigungsdienst networks wish to shut down the activities of various Frankist intelligence networks and the Rothschild Consortium. And to do this, they are hanging these networks out to dry by claiming that these networks are in control of the Illuminati agenda, when these networks are in fact pawns of the Illuminati agenda and operate as semi-autonomous entities within a larger intelligence structure, which is dominated by these elements of Nazi fetishist British intelligence operatives and Nazi bloodline descendant Abwehrkontinuum Deutsche Verteidigungsdienst operatives, who themselves are running the Jesuit Order, which is a transnational operating network and links back up to Vatican networks, which are themselves being run by P2 Masonic Lodge and their P3 offspring. And these P2 and P3 networks are themselves appendages of British intelligence. Indeed, the Deutsche Verteidigungsdienst networks have a lot of coordination of the P3 networks, so it all links back in to the overall theory that I am beginning to formulate here. Indeed, the Sabbatean movement was created by British intelligence. It's important to realize that Sabbateanism was created by British intelligence, and many of the Frankists I refer to were from Sabbatean bloodlines. Indeed, Frankism was a continuation of Sabbateanism, with Jacob Frank believing he was the reincarnation of Sabbatai Zevi. And these networks of Sabbateans and the Frankists were coordinated by British intelligence operations. Indeed, the Asiatic Brethren seems to have been a key operation of German and British intelligence in coordination with the Frankists. Indeed, the Asiatic Brethren do have a controlling percentage of various elements of British intelligence. They are a key component, as they are still operating. Indeed, they were a key intelligence network in the formulation of the events of the French Revolution. And when one does the research into that, they see the foremost operative as Moses de Bruschka, who was a cousin, I believe, of Jacob Frank. And this could lead researchers to conclude that this conspiracy was a Hebrew one, when this isn't actually the case. The Frankists were semi-autonomous component parts of a wider network of Anglo-German Masonic intelligence networks, and the events played out in the French Revolution due to the conspiracies of these Anglo-German Masonic intelligence networks in coordination with the Grand Orient networks of French Freemasons, and especially the Nine Sisters Lodge in Paris, a lodge of which Benjamin Franklin of Hellfire Club fame was an initiate. Indeed, it seems that there is much intelligence chicanery to do with the French Revolution. Indeed, the storming of the Bastille was not quite how people believe after reading the generic history texts. Indeed, we are led to believe this was a mass, spontaneous uprising and a liberation of a lot of munitions and the soldiers came over to the peasants, etc. But this isn't the case. Indeed, the mob was probably smaller than the history books state, and this mob was incited to the storming of the Bastille by Masonic networks entrenched deeply within the Paris society, and there was no storming of a well guarded fort. Indeed, all there were in the Bastille were 3 guards and 12 mental patients. Indeed, the Bastille was at the time being used as a lunatic asylum, and the 12 mental patients were very soon locked back up again, most probably back in the Bastille. So it's a feigning of history. Indeed, the French Revolution was truly a Masonic arrangement, and there was basically a policy introduced whereby the great architect of the universe, which is Jarbulon, which is the Masonic deity, was instituted basically as a state religion in Paris at the time. And the interesting thing is that the Freemasons involved in the French Revolution then all started devouring each other. And I do not know how much of this was staged, but it seems that there were so many factions within the Masonic elements amongst the French revolutionaries themselves that they were basically cannibalizing each other, which indeed the practice of cannibalism is itself a very Masonic practice, which has been inherited from the Druid networks, of which the British Freemasons and the German Freemasons have their roots within. Indeed, they have adopted a lot of Egyptian mysticism and Hebrew mysticism for their occultism, but these Freemason networks are actually based in Druidism and the basically cannibal rites of the networks that ran much of Europe in the era before the rise of the Roman Empire, which is all very interesting. Indeed, I'm going to leave it there now. Thank you.